The next thing we're going to go over is loops. There are two different types of loops, for loops and while loops. The easiest way to think about it is just look at the name. A for loop will run for a certain amount of iterations or a certain amount of time, etc. A while loop will run for as long as a certain condition is true, or will only run while a certain condition is true. So I'm going to do the same thing, once using a for loop, once using a while loop, to achieve the exact same result. So let's say I have this value, let's call it value. And value is equal to 0. And I want to bring the value of 0 up to 10. So first let's go doing a for loop. So for n equals 0 to 10, value equals value plus 1. And the way the syntax is written is for n, which is the counter for how long it's running through the loop. You don't have to define it yet, it just goes ahead and runs. It's defined as soon as you start the loop. N goes from 0 to 10. And then what I'm saying here is every time it goes through this loop, 1 is being added to the value of value. So if I run this, okay, I ran it 1 too long. This should only go from 1 to 10. Value now equals 10. And then let's call this value 2 is equal to 0. Same deal, except now I'm going to use a while loop. While value 2 is less than 10, value is equal to value 2 plus 1. Value 2 is equal to value 2 plus 1. And then I have to end the loop. Value 2 is equal to 10. So both of those loops were used for the exact same idea, just slightly different syntax. And you can kind of get a general idea of when to use which. You use a for loop if you know exactly how long you need something to run. You would use a while loop if you don't know how long something needs to run. There are a lot more cases, but that's just a general idea.